Nerve endings in your booty hole. Everybody loves it. You're basically a puppet. Gonna put it in your butt, and I swear you're not a slut. No babies. When I come in your butt, no babies.
That's coming up in just a second.
Do what?
Jay Hamill comedy. So have you actually done anything with your Twitter yet?
No.
Well, you should get a mention here. In just 1 second.
I got a tweet. I'm gonna fucking retweet. Share that shit. Even better than when you beat your meat.
Welcome back.
There we go.
Here we are.
I'm all sad.
Sad.
Not enough to kill myself, but enough to cry.
That is sad.
Well, that's, you know.
Or are we on?
Yeah, we're not.
Brad. Welcome back, guys.
We've
Hey.
been on, by the way.
Oh.
I should have told you.
Sad.
Sad.
One time at sad camp,
There was butt stuff.
and it was all sad.
But it wasn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't nearly as fun as you thought it'd be.
Nope.
It was Catholic camp, so yeah, it wasn't good at all.
Trying to get.
Did you ever get suckered into going to church?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hated that.
I had to.
Baptized.
Yeah, I was christened. I was all that stuff. But I'm talking like when I used to live in Georgia, right? This van would roll around the fucking neighborhood. It was like in a trailer park, and it was like a little short bus, but it was for a church. And they would try and be like, "Hey, you guys want to go to church on Sunday? We'll come pick you up. We'll drop you off. We'll feed you. We'll give you McDonald's." And they were trying to bribe us to go.
Sure.
And I was like, "Yeah." And my brother looked at me. He's like, "You're gonna go?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "All right, I'll go then." They have McDonald's. Worst case scenario.
Right.
Right.
The day the bus rolls up, I'm like, "Oh, I don't feel well. I'm not gonna go." And he's like, "You motherfucker!" He's so pissed. And he had to go. He goes, "Dude, it's the worst. The service was fucking boring, and the McDonald's food they gave us was like all the fries were like just awful, like limp, and like they gave us flat orange like high C
Drink.
with like a fucking Happy Meal like burger. That was it. He's like, "You fucking." He was mad. I hung him out to dry real bad.
That's what brothers are supposed to do.
Yeah,
man.
fuck
You're
him.
supposed to fuck with your younger brother by trying to get him to follow a faith he doesn't want to be part of.
Yeah. He learned a lesson.
Yeah.
He learned a
I
lesson.
like it. I like it.
You don't have another brother who's going to be your fucking minister or a priest or not a priest.
I mean, he really liked the fries. It stuck with him.
Yeah. No, that's the other brother. My other
It
brother.
resonated. He's like, "Oh, fries are better than butt stuff."
Yeah.
So no, you gotta. You're one of your brothers is gonna.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. My youngest brother is Sam. He's gonna be he wants to be like a preacher and shit. Like he's going to school for it and everything.
Which is the one that knocked out your dad?
That was my brother John.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure.
My brother's
He's not going to be a minister.
No.
He's going to be an MMA fighter.
Yeah,
More
he's a
likely,
bit.
right?
He's like if there was like okay, let's say you're the PlayStation 2,
Okay.
the old school version,
Right.
and then there's like the slim model PlayStation 2.
Sure.
My brother's like this PlayStation, like the slim PlayStation version to your PlayStation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like he's kind of built the same, but he's shorter.
Sure.
You know, and he's knocked out a handful of people before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has. And he's
not to be fucked with, right?
yeah, no, he's
like the Wu-Tang Clan.
yeah, he's a Wu-Tang Clan. Like
It's nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, like the thing is, he's one of those kids where if he gets you, like if he makes contact, you're done. Like you're fucked. You can fight him off by like being quicker than him and swatting away the punches, but like
Right.
if he gets in on you, dude, and he fucking connects, dude, you're fucking toast. You are fucking toast.
Did you ever
So
get in a fight with any of your brothers?
oh yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, who usually won? I'm just.
yeah. Sometimes it was me. My brother John, I was smart enough to like not let it in. Like he'd start it,
Yeah.
but I'd be quick enough to like deflect his punches, and then I'd push him and be like, "Yo, man, cut the fuck out! Like, stop, we're done here." And he would listen. My brother Sammy really didn't fight a lot at all, and me and my brother Ben, it was like he got me sometimes, and I mean, it's the stories I always tell about how like I almost killed him once, and he almost killed me once. So.
Damn, wait, I haven't heard this story yet.
Though mine almost killing him was we had cable growing up, and really we had one TV that we had to share.
Right.
Like every year we'd swap it like it was a fucking prisoner of war. Like
Right.
we put it in his room, then, and he had it in his room this particular year, and it was like 3 p.m. I wanted to watch TV, and I wanted to watch an old baseball game on ESPN Classic. So it's a game I already know how it went. And I'm like sitting in his room trying to watch it, and he's like laying down sleeping, and I'm like, dude, it's 3:30. Get the fuck up. Fuck you, dude. Like I want to watch TV. I'm paying the cable bill. I want to watch TV.
Right.
And then he's laying on his stomach, and he like kicks his leg. He rears his leg back and kicks me right in the back. So I go, oh yeah, and then I stand up while he's laying down, face down, and I blast him right in the back, like with a claw,
Shit.
like downward, just fucking pow.
You try to use the dim mock death touch.
Yeah, and I got him right in the liver or something because he got up fast as fuck, be like, oh god, holding his side, and then he fainted, like he had his hand on the wall, and I'm like, you're all right, man? He couldn't catch his breath, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm okay, and then fucking fell. He just slid down the wall, fucking bang. And it was like the TV, the VCR, all that stuff was on this table that only had 2 legs, but the back 2 legs were like nailed, like the back of the table was nailed to the wall, so there was no legs in the back.
Gotcha.
But like the 2 front legs were there, but they were easily knocked out. Like you could knock them out real easily. And he fell right in that leg, and like the VCR, the TV fell on him, everything fell on him. And I'm like picking it up, like oh my god, I killed him. Oh my god, I killed him. And he's laying there, and I'm slapping him in the face, being like, "Yo, wake up!
Mom's gonna be pissed. Come on.
Yeah,
stop it.
yeah. And he's like, why are you slapping me for? I was like, dude, I just knocked your ass the fuck out. And he's like, what? Yeah.
I just woke you up to let you know.
Yeah.
Knock the fuck out.
And then the time
I've never knocked anyone out and then woke him up to tell him I knocked him out.
well, I didn't mean I was trying to be a dick. I thought I killed the dude. I thought I killed my brother. I was like, oh my god, this is bad.
What was the time he almost killed you?
I did something to him where like me and him were fighting about something stupid, and like I got him on the ground, and I got a few good punches in, and I realized like I'm done. I don't want to get into more trouble than I'm already in, and I get off of him, and I said something like "fuck you, man," or like really aggressively,
Right.
and I turn around to walk away, and I feel this thing go right by my head, just like this.
Whoa.
And it was a steel-plated shovel, like the old school, like what I'm talking about,
Shit.
and it went right by my head, and it went right through the fucking screen door window, like,
Whoa.
psh. And I look back, and I'm like, "What the fuck, man?" And he goes, "Dude, the moment I let it go, I realized I made a mistake." I was like, "Yeah, dude, you would have killed me. Like that would have killed me because it was head high. It wasn't like it didn't pass on my side. It like went right by, like right here, like woof, like that."
Jeez.
And so it was pretty intense.
Man, so you're the older brother, right?
Yeah, I am.
Oh man, see, I'm envious because I got 5 older brothers, and the youngest out of them is 5 years older than me. So I got consistent ass whoopings from that dude, growing up as a child. And there was never. I don't think there was ever a chance that I really had a chance, to go back but not that I want to. You know what I mean? I love my brother Drew, but.
No, I get it. Sometimes you just want to punch someone.
Yeah.
Right in
where's
the call
family around?
holster.
And I'm not going to try to punch my sister because she probably will beat the living shit out of me.
Oh, my sister's the same way.
Yeah, she's not going to stop. She's like,
Yeah.
stop. What was that?
Yeah.
Is that weakness that I hear? Yeah, come here.
No, my sister would crawl at me like a fucking spider monkey and like rip my head off.
Wow.
Oh, my sister's such a pacifist.
Really?
Like, I never had like a beat up my sister type relationship, but I used to fuck with her head.
Oh, really?
Like when she was like 3, I told her that she was putting her socks on the wrong feet, and then like about a week later, she had a nervous breakdown because she couldn't tell what sock went on what foot.
Oh my
Holy
god,
shit.
dude!
I mean, that's funny, but yeah, I can see that. Like,
At one point, one summer, I had her convinced that she was adopted because she didn't look like my mom or my dad.
oh wow.
Oh man!
But it didn't matter that she looked just like me. Like,
That was always a thing that we would tell, like, either my brother and I don't know where we got it, where we'd be like, we'd start, arguing. I'm like, you're fucking adopted.
Oh man!
And then we just started joking back and forth. And we're like, I saw the papers, they're in the drawer.
Oh.
I swear to God. And then my mom thought it was funny for the longest time until the point where she's like, stop telling your brother that he's adopted.
Yeah.
He's not adopted. I'm like, he doesn't act. The rest of us got our shit together. What about him?
There's always a black sheep, man. I noticed. There's always a
Yeah.
black sheep.
Oh, that would be.
ooh, I'm the black sheep of all my cousins.
Really?
Oh yeah.
As
I
far
was
as
the
all law
oldest, and
enforcement or
I was the
something, or-
first one to fuck up.
See, I'm like in the middle as far as age goes with my cousins. So
Mhm.
I kind of, but yeah, I'm the first one with the last name
Oh, really?
of the because all the older ones don't have like this last
What up,
name.
Real Dark?
Hey.
What up?
Yeah, we don't have this like. They're all like Sanfasons and all this stuff like that, like French as fuck. But like, my dad was the first one to pump out a son with
A
the
male offspring.
male offspring with the last name. So like my great grandfather was like he like thought I was gonna be like the one who saves the family, when in reality not the case.
Probably not so much there, Pop.
No, yeah, dude, I was the last. I'm like, as far as my grandchild or my
Yeah.
grandparents,
Yeah.
I was the last hope, and I had 2 girls.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe I don't know. It'd be by the time they have kids, it'll be like 20, 30.
Who knows?
Yeah, and maybe society will
You'd be like
change.
59 years old, you end up knocking up some 21-year-old girl that you can't stand.
Oh
but
man,
it's a son, and you're like, shit.
Yeah,
Well,
Who, me?
It's
No, I've had a
either of us.
vasectomy. I ain't knocking no one up.
it's over. He hung the
Right?
he,
I
hung up those
disconnected.
spurs.
Yeah.
his jersey's in the rafters. It's just retired his number.
Right. I had 2 amazing kids, man. I ain't gonna be able to luck out on a third one that's gonna be worth a shit. I'm good.
Yeah, and you know that like you would get someone pregnant at like the worst fucking time too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's just the way it works.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm about to like get a TV show and like go on tour. Oh, of course I got you pregnant and you're crazy. I'd rather not deal with it. I think. Ooh. Yeah. Nope. I'm glad I got a vasectomy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there got to be something. I got to go to. First of all, I got to get a health insurance so I can go get checked out. Because I would think that everybody in my family has had kids. I'm the only one out of that generation who doesn't have any kids.
yeah.
You know, so
My brother Sammy, the preacher one, he has 2. He's probably gonna have another one because he's
another one the guy took of chastity.
no. You're thinking of priesthood. You know,
Okay,
it's a
gotcha.
whole different sect of Christianity.
Oh, gotcha.
Because which is weird because priests can't do anything. Be like ministers can have wives and all kinds of
Oh,
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shit going on.
Yeah. My sister's having a kid soon, and my brother already has 1 kid, and he now has 2 on the way. 'Cause his-
Oh, he got
fancy.
He got twins, dude. He texted me. It was the funniest thing. He just texted me the word "fuck," like with like 3-4 Ks and 11 K. No, like 3 or 4 Cs and 11 Ks.
Nice.
And I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "Hey, I read it wrong." He's like, He said, "Do the twins run the family?" Is what he wrote to me, and I thought there was some drama going on because
What up, little gravy?
hey man.
What up?
The 2 youngest kids in my family are twins. So I was thinking it was like a drama thing, like, oh, what's going on now? Who's talking shit?
Right.
And then he goes, no. Like, do twins run in the family? And I'm like, well, yeah, we got relatives. Like, there's like 3 other people in our family that have twins, so I guess. He goes, well, I'm having twins. And I laughed at him real hard. Real hard. Like, in his fucking face through the phone. Like, he is fucking like, he's turning 35 this year too, so
Oh, it's too old to have kids.
yeah, he's got to shut that shit off, dude. Cut the cord.
Yeah, I think my dad was 38 when I came around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm turning 36, so like the
Yeah.
clock's ticking for me. Plus, I got that fucking house disease, so
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of stupid for me to have kids because like I'm not gonna see the end of the fucking kid. I mean, I'm not gonna be around when he's in high school, probably. just saying, it's kind of a shitty thing to do, you know.
Right.
Ooh, my sister's 37 and she still wants to have a kid.
Well, that's because it's the hormones.
Oh, yeah.
And
no, good.
I was like, you realize if you got pregnant, like right now,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like 38 by the time that kid comes out, and then you're gonna be damn near fucking 60 by the time that kid graduates.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine in high school like that. His dad was 72.
That is crazy
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, at graduation, his dad was 72 years old. I was like,
Like when my youngest graduates, because I've got 5 years still with her, so when she graduates, I'll be like 45.
Yeah.
Like, I'll still have the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That
Trying
blows
to
my
Figure
mind.
Oh,
out, see what's going on with the chat room here. So.
Yeah. Why is people trying to
The
talk? to
chat
us?
room is where the people chat.
Yeah,
and
it's
then they
true.
say things
But I'm
like,
trying to remember
"Show me your
exactly where
boobs
the
and
hell. Yeah. No, there was
Dump
weird,
them out.
dude. This is so freaking creepy. The creepiness of Twitch. So I'm out there just kind of
Oh,
blogging
sorry,
or
Dave.
whatever. No problem. And
Hey, pussy.
the first thing that the dude comes in, he's like, "Hey, cool show. Take your top off."
Who, me?
No, that was me like
Take
2
your
nights
top
ago.
off.
And I'm like, "You take your top off. Like, if you want to be see sad
Yeah.
guy titty, go ahead. But I'm not going to be a part of that."
I mean,
Whoa,
if
what's
they're gonna
wrong?
pay me,
Yeah, right.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, man. No one needs to see this.
no one needs to see it, but if someone really wants to,
Yeah.
like, who am I to deprive you of your perversion?
Yeah.
You're not going to yuck anybody else's yum. I get it.
The thing is, my dick's camera shy, so you're not gonna be impressed by it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, for sure. Like, I thought we were just talking belt line up. Like,
Oh, okay.
I'll show you my hairy movies, but
Yeah, not the Wang Doodle's not happening.
yeah, that's for
I-
a select few people.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of guy. How dare you even suggest?
You're gonna
that,
wine
sir?
me and dine me first. Not really.
You think I just show my dick on the first day? Well, I mean, let's not a pic, but I'm not going to show it to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
right. Yeah, no.
Oh, you know what sucks about being a fat guy?
What?
What's that?
So, like, I've lost some weight.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
as much as I'd like, but I've lost some weight. And my boobs are shrinking disproportionately. Like, my
Really?
man boobs are just as big as they've ever been. They just sag lower now.
Yeah, I'm seeing. I feel your pain on that one.
So it might fluctuate. Like they're there, and then sometimes they're not there. So it's weird. You know what I mean? Like I'm at the weight I'm at not because of any kind of health choices I've made. Obviously, it's just this is the way. This is what I have.
Right.
Right.
This is how what I built. This is
Yeah.
how we got here.
Don't get me wrong. If I have to get put back on steroids again, oh boy, that's gonna be a fun time because I'm gonna gain a lot of weight in dumb places. I'm gonna get acne. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, is it adult acne? Is
Yeah.
it back acne? Do you get back acne?
Shoulder. I get shoulder acne. Some chest acne. I got some face acne back, but not like a lot of it. It would come and go off that stuff. But like as soon as I stopped taking it, man, my body cleared right the fuck up. I just hated taking that. Man, that shit sucks. Now I understand why people on steroids freak the fuck out. Like I get it. Like your mind is just like, yeah, your mind is always like fucking like it's just it puts you in a weird place mentally. It's not fun.
For sure.
I do not like it.
There was.
No, sir. Don't
I
like
did
it.
actually have that one. Was that one bit that I had where. It's funny because it kind of upset some of the girls, and I'm pissed at myself for not doing. I mean, for not continuing with it. But I was taking some of those. I went to like the health food store or whatever, kind of like a Whole Foods or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was looking for vitamins and stuff for for older guys.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, because I keep forgetting that I'm not young anymore, and
Yeah. Me too.
yeah, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get these things. Hey, look, for helping, with the energy, exercise, all this other stuff. So I buy this stuff for like $40, and I start taking it, and I get real fucking broy. Like
Yeah.
at one point, I just started doing push-ups for no fucking reason.
Because you're all full of energy,
Dude, and I started getting angry at a lot of shit. I couldn't stop staring at girls' tits when I talked to them. And like, it was these things where I'm like, is there testosterone or fucking steroids in these things?
Probably testosterone.
Yeah, and the joke is that all this time I thought I had matured as a guy where I could start treating women as equals, and it turns out I just had low T. And that was the only reason I was treating women.
Right.
as
That's
equal.
what makes me a civilized human is my lack of testosterone.
Exactly. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I don't know if there was a couple of gals in the audience. It was at El Chorito,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Well,
like,
because they're
what?
fucking.
That's biology,
Yeah,
asshole.
because they're stupid and they don't know. They just know outrage. They don't know real
And
world.
nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't know dick. They think that they.
Well, I bet a couple of them know a penis or two.
Oh yeah, of course they do. That's
Maybe.
what-
I remember at one time I heard from 3 different comics during the week, or female comics, where the punchline was flaccid penis.
Yeah, you wish.
You think they're all banging the same limp dick?
You probably.
Maybe, I don't know, but they were like, I like penises that just only when they're flaccid because they're
Yeah.
not threatening. Come on, guys. And I heard that from 3 different gals one week, I swear. Like once up in Boulder, a variation up in Boulder, and another one down in Denver. And I
Yeah.
was like, is there like a big trend going on? But it's kind of like the half shaved head thing.
Oh, I dig that hard.
Really?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not into it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
have
I
as much
kind of.
Celtic
I
blood
was
as you do.
really into it, and then I ended up dating someone who had it,
Right.
and it didn't go well. And I'm a little to it now. But like, if there's a it now just depends. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with a lot of stuff, which is weird for a guy who like won't do anything with butt stuff.
No,
I
that's
guess-
the one thing.
Yeah.
I think once you meet the right woman, Butt stuff will just happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. She'll say, "I got a request," and you're like, "I'm already there," and you're
Yeah.
sitting there with the thing of lube.
Because I'm a sport, man. I'm a sport. Like I'm not, you know.
Just remember to take a shower afterwards, man.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you
yeah,
have to.
yeah, you have to.
What are you, an animal? Come
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of
on.
know.
Yeah. She's not an ATM. You don't want to do that shit with her.
No.
You might want to kiss her later.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Plus, that seems kind of weird. Like going, whatever. I don't want to get too much. It's just.
Yeah,
I don't want you guys to know that I'm not pro ATM.
I don't want. Yeah, right.
You heard it here first, everybody. Now we already lost the 2 listeners that we had.
God, come back.
Seriously, they left because we were talking about Hamill not liking butt stuff.
No, I think he started talking about like when the misogyny thing. I think that's around when they left.
It's not misogyny. It's just fucking science.
No, they checked it out for more than like about a minute or 2. That's really fucking good.
Yeah, we'll
for-
take it.
for this
But
thing.
it's
Yeah.
just one of those things where it's like it's just science, man. It's just the way that we're wired. It's to make us feel bad over that. It's fucking complete bullshit.
Right.
Because we're acknowledging that it's fucked up behavior. We know it is. We try not to do it. It's not like we're bragging about doing it. It's not like we're like, yeah, staring at chicks' tits all day.
Yeah.
We were not doing that. We're like, man, I felt real bad. I was just all fucked up on this shit, and I'm just staring at this girl's boobs. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, you don't feel good. Like, it's just being honest.
Oh, yeah. It's
Fuck.
yeah. I know. You're like,
Unless
Yeah.
the girl is underage, I don't feel bad about looking at boobs.
Yeah.
are you doing the stealth look, or are you like sitting there like zero?
There has been times when I've zeroed in and I've been busted, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Like I don't. It's not like I'm doing it on purpose. It's my instincts just went. Oh, I see some boobs. I'm gonna look
so
at
you
those.
were
I'm
thinking
just
about
drawn
something
to it.
completely
Yeah.
different. You're like, oh man, I gotta go to the store. I
And
gotta
you-
get some grocery bag.
yeah.
I gotta get some garbage, some
Like,
soap.
If you
And
get
the entire time your body's staring at these
Yeah.
tits, and you're like, you finally like you come back in and like, and now we join Jake Hamill at a bar staring at a girl's tits who's getting really pissed off, and you're like, what? Oh shit! What did I
Right.
do?
sometimes like when I get high or just in general, like when I'm just fucking trying to focus on something, I'll just zone out. I'll stare at something for a while.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when I zone out, my vision gets kind of blurred, so I don't really see. I see objects and I can't make out like distinctions.
Right.
And there's been a few times where I'm just staring at something, just it could be nothing, and I'm just zoning out thinking, and somebody has walked into that view and sat down, and they're thinking like, oh my god, this dude's staring at me hard. When in reality, you're just blurry, and in my mind, it's just fucking the fucking the monkey with the fucking symbols and
I love it.
all that
Love it.
shit, and
Doing
it's just me.
backflips and shit.
Yeah, just thinking of stupid shit. And you happen to walk into my vision and they just go, he's staring at me. I'm like, I didn't even know you were fucking there. Like, it's
Right.
nothing personal. Like, if I'm giving you 1,000-yard stare, it's not like I'm fucking staring you down. I'm probably just zoned the fuck out. Like, that's just how I operate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You got to be. It's weird. Like when you, sometimes I think of the body as a car, and sometimes you got to watch it. Like
Yeah.
Sometimes it breaks down and does some shit that it's not supposed to, and you're like, whoa, you got to steer it back on track.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like this is something that I was thinking about, and man, this might turn into actually no, I'm not going to talk about it because that might turn into a bit later.
Yeah.
And I care too much about you gentlemen as my friends to run a bit on you without saying anything about it. But
Thanks for not ambushing me, I guess.
yeah, exactly. By the way, if you're a new comic, freaking don't ambush your friends and start like,
I'm fine with it if you tell me ahead of time, like, hey, I got this joke, I'm going to run it by you.
Right.
Like, that's fine. But, like, when you're trying to have just a regular fucking just average-ass conversation, just shooting the shit, and, like, you hear them, like, drop it in as a conversation, and then you hear them tell it on stage.
Yeah.
It's like, were you fucking running shit by me, man? Like, were you have just prepped all day, and you just waiting for someone to listen, and then you just interjected into a conversation that... Because, like, this, not a lot of times, but, like, if I'll say something funny and someone's like, that's good, I might use it later, but I'm not doing it to write material. I'm doing it to have a conversation.
Right.
And like also like I see it all the time. It drives me fucking nuts. It's just just talk like a human. Like on Facebook, I write weird shit on Facebook all the time. Like just stupid I've never used any of that shit. Like one of the things I wrote on Facebook one time was I'm not gonna go see Rogue One. I'm waiting for it to come out on VHS. It's what I said on Facebook. I've never used that joke before, like on stage, because it's not me. But I was just being funny. I'm just throwing it out there. But I've never used any of my Facebook shit on stage. Even I probably should, but I don't.
I'm bad about that as well.
Yeah.
There are some times where, like, as I'm having a conversation, I'll think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And I should say like I should really get the habit of being like I might use that. And I
Yeah.
wasn't running a bit on you, but there's times
Oh.
where I'm sure that I've done that.
Yeah.
Like in the same way that you accidentally stare at a big set of juicy titties subconsciously because, being the male pig blood, that I'm like, not only are those titties juicy, I'm going to use this on stage later. And I'm going to talk to my friends about it. And
Yeah.
that's,
No, as long
I'm
as,
guilty of it, but I know it's wrong.
as long as you're like, if like I'll give you for instance, like there's been times when I've had conversations with people, and they'll say something really funny, and I'll stop and like write that down. Like, write it down, like something you just because you're not gonna remember it. You think you're gonna remember it, you're not gonna remember it.
He's done it to me a couple times.
Like just write it down. Write it down. The fuck's what's the worst thing's gonna happen? You're gonna have like a week where you're gonna try to make a joke work. Oh God forbid you do your job. But it's just sometimes it's like jokes are sometimes just out there in the ether, and then as soon as it comes out, and you can find it, like you can find the match for it, you grab it out of the sky, So
I do run bits on my tables.
that's
I
fine.
work some time and stuff.
Fuck them, do it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not just because I'm like, all right, at least seems like a conservative couple. Let me see if I can make this work.
Yeah. Fuck
And
it.
then like, oh, you want to talk to a manager? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then that's it. But
You
yeah,
want to talk to a manager? It's
uh,
like I hate millennials. Manager, manager.
like, oh yeah, I forgot. I shouldn't have been telling that to millennials. Now, you know what? I'm kind of excited because tomorrow is my Friday, where I'm working both jobs, but I'm not going to be working the embassy suites job anymore after that. And just because it was getting too hard on me, apparently I can't snap back, for long 14-hour days like I used to.
Oh yeah, no way.
Right.
So like, all right, this isn't healthy for me, and then I did this so that way I could have more time to do comedy. I've been doing less, but that's not entirely the job's fault. A lot of it is this Twitch stuff because I've been really into this.
Well,
lately.
you're taking a different avenue in comedy right
Yeah.
now. Like you're taking it's a whole new thing.
Right. And I gotta like, all right, how the fuck am I gonna make this work? But
Yeah.
this is the cool thing about it that I didn't think it was gonna happen, but my boss at the hotel, she was like, well, can we just keep you on the roster in case we need you? Because we'd still like to have you here, and if you need to pick up a shift every now and then, just give us a call. Maybe we could work something out.
Yeah, and
And I'm like, yeah, okay.
yeah, definitely.
Like, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
if we need somebody to help cover vacations and stuff, and I'm like, great. I wonder if I can still keep my benefits from that. But
Probably.
maybe.
I mean,
know.
most places make you work X amount of hours a week.
Yeah, usually. So,
I mean, if they need you bad enough, they might hook you up.
well, it was weird. Even like Bennett's for the most part, which, by the way, 30 years in Colorado, guys, you can't go wrong if you're looking for barbecue.
Wow.
No.
Shameless.
Right? No, well, because my boss gave me this cup today. He's like, yeah, just put it in your podcast, in your Twitch feed. I'm like,
Fuck
all right.
yeah! All right.
So there you go. Bennett's. Eat it, fucker. All right. So,
It's barbecue for fat people and skinny people alike.
Yeah.
don't even worry about it. Come on down to Bennett's.
Bringing the world together.
One pork shoulder at a time. Bringing the world together.
Is there anything that's barbecued that you don't like?
Man, beef brisket's overrated.
Is it?
That's my opinion.
All right.
It depends what cut you get, I think.
Yeah, but like, is there anything that people like it's barbecue that you're just like, nah?
Well, like the smoked turkey does. This is a weird thing with smoked turkey. Welcome to the disjointed food biz, by the way. So, smoked turkey, a lot of folks will be like, because there's these ladies that'll always send it back
Yeah.
and say that it's dry. I hate waiting on them because they always send everything back. I'm like, we're not making any money off of these bitches. Like, we're
Yeah.
not. We're losing money every time that they come in. Why do we just let me take care of them? I'll give them such shitty service and they won't want to come back without being overtly an asshole to them.
Yeah.
So,
Drop hints.
well, there's weird. Like a lot of folks, if they always want to get a discount and have something taken off, and they're going to
Yep.
complain about it.
Yep.
I'm going to make them get angrier than they wanted to. I'm going to make them make a fool out of themselves in front of the restaurant before they get that discount,
Make
just so
them earn it.
that way it's. Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm going to make you jump through some hoops for this.
Yeah.
But obviously, my boss is like, don't do that. Just don't worry about it. I'm like, all right, but maybe in my
Where's the fight in this town? Like, I worked for a lot of places where you're just like, fucking give it to them. Like, I miss the where you just like, no. Fuck you. No.
That's what I love about the East Coast, man. They're just
Yeah.
like, no.
I mean, there's a point where you gotta bend to them. You have to, because maybe you fucked up or whatever you're trying
If
to
you
keep.
fucked up, you
Or if
fucked
they've been
up,
there for
yeah.
a long, or if they're like a regular customer, they're like, hey, can you throw me a bone here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if it's like one guy who's like, this is his first time there, and he's like, he wants the discount, he wants this, he wants that. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well,
Or
it's
if it-
strange. I always think, like, I've always been, maybe just for writing purposes, but I always put everything in terms of relationships.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, if you were dating this customer, would you accept this behavior as being a positive thing in your relationship? Because they're always wanting to get something extra out of you, and what are you getting out of it?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, if this was your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, you know, and you're constantly feeling like you're under the gun in order to make them happy, you should just dump them. There's other people out there, you know.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But either way, going back to the turkey, turkey. I don't know if you know this, but it becomes dry like 10 seconds after you take it out of the fucking steamer.
Yeah.
Like, because turkey breast is generally not going to be like as fatty as, let's say, pork shoulder or a beef brisket for the most part, or a moist cut of it. So that one I think is kind of overrated. Beef brisket, it's kind of, if you end up getting a lean cut, it's going to taste dry and it's not going to have that much flavor. But then there's other folks that'll ask for, you know, like, give me a moist cut, and they're like, this is kind of fatty. I'm like, yeah, you asked for a moist cut.
Yeah.
Or I had somebody ask me for a lean cut of pork shoulder, and I had a really hard time not slapping them because I'm like,
It's
you're
like it's like someone asking for like a well done steak.
no, well, yeah, there's that, but I mean, that's more of a taste issue.
Yeah.
But like, I want a lean cut of pork shoulder. I'm like, yeah, let me go find the most athletic pig that had zero body fat,
Right.
right?
That's why you eat pork shoulders, because it's fat and delicious. It's the same reason
Exactly.
you eat pork belly, because it's just really thick bacon.
Yeah.
Right. So
Big bacon. Yep.
every now and then, I'm like, hold on, we'll try to find something for you. But I mean, then I got to go back to the chefs and be like, hey, man, I need a lean cut of pork. And then I start dodging all the shit that they're throwing at me. I'm like, I know there's no such thing as a lean cut of pork, but that's what they want. So what the fuck? You know?
Oh, we get mad at you guys real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because we think that you're the one who's letting like the fucking people get into the gate. Like, yeah, come on, you know.
No,
Yeah.
because sometimes they do. And
Yeah.
I've been on both sides of that. I've been on the
Yeah.
kitchen where I'm like, hey, you know, it's so funny because the most retarded special orders I get come from this one fucking server. So why is it? Are you asking folks if they want to make it the most difficult burger possible?
Yeah.
Because there's only so much I'm emotionally going to get invested in this stupid patty. Like, and it's true because you'll see it from the same people. And I'm like, wow, I got 5 because this happened at the airport. And I got in trouble for this because she went to HR and complained
Of
about
course
me.
she did.
He's like, he's singling me out, and I actually was an asshole to her.
Well, she
Right.
is an idiot.
She was young.
She's an idiot.
I'm trying.
They do tend to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I sent an apology to her because I was an asshole to her. Like I wasn't like I fucking stormed out into the room and actually confronted her tables and stuff like that and got pissed at her tables for sending food back. Like
Whoa,
this,
man.
this wasn't like a little grumpy thing, and I'm like I was
Yeah.
a dick. Like
Oh.
that was me, but doesn't change the fact that I got so many special orders from her afterwards. Not as many.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I'm like,
Yeah.
I know because you ask for stupid shit when you go to a restaurant, and now you're like, it's like opening a gate, you know, for the
Yeah.
customers when they see that. And like, oh, this person's not going to judge me for having half grilled onions, half kind of not grilled. I want it medium well to well, but only half of a bun. And can I do, you know, stupid shit like that?
What my
I just tell people no.
yeah, that's. Well, I said no to a lot of shit before, but then my boss, this new boss I have, well, he's been the boss for a while now, and he'll like there was one night where I was working late, and he okayed a pizza that was all cheese, and then 1/4 of it,
Uh-huh.
not half, but 1/4 of it was like spinach white or something.
Right.
And as soon as it printed out, I was like, "Oh, fuck no, we are not doing this. Fuck you." And he's like, "No, hey, calm down, calm down." He's like, "I'm like, no, man, this is bullshit. You start doing this once, and every asshole in this fucking neighborhood's gonna want this shit."
Right.
And then he's like, "No, it's just this one time." I'm like, no, I bet you tomorrow I have an order just like this one from some other asshole in this fucking shithead neighborhood.
Make them buy a small fucking pizza for this one thing. It's
Yeah.
That's
What the fuck?
right.
So like now I gotta like try and cut this fucking pizza and then they'll bitch be like, "There's the red sauce in here." It's like, fuck you. Like this is You're asking. It's like, dude, I can't. It's like trying to dump water into another thing of water and be like, they gotta stay separate. No, it's not.
Right. That's what happens with a pizza.
Yeah,
Like if you
I mean, I warn them flat out whenever if they order something that's half red sauce and half whatever, like it could be ranch, olive oil, whatever. But I tell them flat out, like, listen, it might bleed together. So
Yeah.
some of the tips of your pizzas and like the sides of 2 slices might have some mixture to it.
you might have just like a U shape of the pizza that you want,
Yeah.
like a big bite out of it, and the rest of it's gonna taste like ass.
Like I don't mind doing half. Yeah, right. I don't mind doing half and half, but like the quarter thing, man, fuck you.
No, I used
Nah,
to.
man.
The
Nah.
Greek restaurant that I worked at, if somebody asked for something that I didn't think was going to taste good, or the chefs didn't think it was going to taste good, I'd let them know. No, we're not going to do that because that sounds fucking gross. Like
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Hey, can I do this but with that?" And I'm like, "You could. I don't know why you would want to.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of disgusting to me, but like if you're gonna be honest with me and say this is what you want and this is what I'll give you, but if you say
I'm
that
going to
this tastes like
advise
shit-
against it.
yeah,
Heavily.
but if I serve it to you and then you're like, this doesn't taste good, I'm like, yeah, we know. That's why we don't make the food that way.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I mean, I get that certain people want it a certain way and you're paying for it. I get it. All that happy jazz. But, like, come on, man. Like, don't be a fucking idiot.
I think what the underlying message that I want to get out, because I've been thinking about this a lot,
Yeah.
is that a lot of folks out there with the age of the internet and Twitter and all the social media, and they're trying to find some way to find themselves to feel special, right? Because now more than ever, we can find out exactly how non-important that any of us are.
Yeah.
Look online, look on, how many shit you could try to. It's just you get lost in the crowd. So I think there is ways that people need to try to make themselves so special and stand out. But I think your fucking latte at Starbucks being the most complicated one out of a line of 15 people and everybody else is trying to get to work probably isn't the way to go about doing it.
Yeah.
So maybe
I think you're a fag for going to Starbucks.
I like Starbucks, but I was like,
I think you're a fag for
Yeah.
liking Starbucks.
fair enough.
hey, there's no dunks anywhere around where he lives. Give him a break. But
Actually, there kind of is, but I don't go to
there is.
Because the ones out here are garbage. I mean, I want to like them. I honestly do. But, like, it's just...
I wish you could have seen the look on his face when he realized there was one by my house. Like, I
Yeah.
went to the 7-Eleven by my house, and there's a Dunkin' Donuts, like, right next to it.
Yeah.
And he gets out, and he's walking across the gas station parking lot, and he's like, oh, my God! What? He gets so excited, he, runs across the parking lot.
like a 7-year-old kid.
And I was like, I'll catch up with you, buddy. I'll catch up with you.
Dude, I remember when we made it to Silverthorne that one time. I remember just your voice in the bag, like, "Hey, dunks!" Like, all right.
Can I
guess
get a
we're gonna-
large extra?
Yeah, that dude. Well, I think the guy at the counter had been working there for like 15 hours or something.
Oh, yeah, he was working there and he was still had 7 more hours to go.
I'm like, dude.
Dude, that job is. I used to work at a Dunkin' Donuts for years, a third shift,
Oh.
and it was one of the times we used to smoke pot there all the time,
Right.
all the time. It was me and 2 strippers and this one white dude. I can't remember the dude's name, but he was like, "Yeah, we're smoking Mad L," and I was like, "What the fuck's L?" We have weed, I was like, "All right," so we're smoking weed. And there was one time where we're smoking a blunt, and he's like, "Hey man, let's take a break, man. I got some hot fucking jams you gotta hear in my car." I was like, "All right." So we go back in his car, we finish this blunt. He's like, "Oh man, you ready for this shit? You ready for this?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he hits play on the cassette player in his car, and it's fucking Bryan Adams' Summer '69. And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, Summer '69, yeah. Joni got married. Ooh, yeah." And I'm just like, "Are you fucking serious?"
That's rad.
And then
That
he's
is so rad.
Then he goes, "You want some of this?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good now. My mind is melting right now because you're."
There must be
Uh,
something in that
Because it was
shit.
the honesty that he
Was he
wa-
old?
No, he's like my age. at
What's
the time.
weird is I have a newfound fascination for getting super high
Yeah.
and listening to 70s era stadium rock.
Yeah.
Oh dude, there's not I'll love getting super high and spending the afternoon going back and forth between Steely Dan and fucking
That's great.
I
Listen.
never could have gotten in. I never got into Steely
Oh,
Dan.
Steely
but I
Dan.
go
tried.
back as an adult.
Yeah.
Just go back now and
Jethro
listen
Tull.
to it. Jethro Tull.
Oh, yeah,
Never
so-
listened to that
Uh,
either.
Woo!
Steely Dan is it's one of those bands where until maybe 3 years ago I just did not give a fuck. I thought it was retarded.
Yeah.
But now I can go back and listen to it and I'm like, oh, I get Supertramp is the same way.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love
I
Supertramp
picked
now. As
the-
a kid, I did not give a shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did I had their the best of album from them, and I rocked that shit for a long time.
It is
man.
so good,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know what
Like Breakfast in America is probably in my top 10 for just albums.
Yeah,
Oh.
which is weird because of Supertramp, and then people don't like Supertramp. But when you get high, like I've been listening to a lot of '90s alternative lately.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it, like fucking Seven Mary 3. Only one Toad Wet Sprocket song,
Oh, really?
and that was
Which
that's
one?
It.
There's only the two, right? All I Want, and then something else.
Something like Falls.
Walk on the ocean.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
that's
that-
basically like if you listen to that, because I remember that came out when I was my senior year in high school,
Yeah.
and if you were blasting that, everybody knew like, is he that guy?
Yeah.
All right.
See, I graduated in '99, so I graduated like right when
What up, Pete?
Pete who
What up?
Pete who?
Pete 42060,
Yeah.
which means that he wanted to be Pete 420, but there was 59 other fuckers right in front of him.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
he's Pete that loves to smoke weed and he's 60 years old when he
Yeah.
started his Twitch account.
Yeah.
There you go,
Could be
man.
that. God
Stay up,
bless you.
Pete.
Or he's Pete 420 that likes to have 60 lids.
That could be it.
Maybe.
It could happen.
But I,
But yeah, Dave, I'm gonna need you like sometime. I'm gonna need you to get just nice and toasty,
yeah.
Right.
and I'm gonna need you to listen to like "Goodbye Stranger" by Supertramp,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
listen to like "Reeling in the Years" by Steely Dan.
Yep.
All right, but if I'm gonna do this,
Dirty Work?
"Dirty Work" is a good one.
All right, but I'm
Oh,
gonna-
go back and listen to "Men at Work." When's the last time you listened
Oh,
to "Men
yeah,
at
I
Work"?
just did the one song, right?
Down
but-
Under,
Yeah.
Yep.
dude.
There's
Oh,
also Who
there's
Can It
so
Be
much
Now?
good. Yeah, Who Can It Be Now is amazing.
All right, only if you guys are gonna get high with me and listen to Blind Melon Soup.
The whole album?
Yeah.
I already did once with you.
No, that was only like 2 songs out of it.
No, we're listening
There's
to
like 8 more to go, fucker.
God damn it.
We're getting deep.
All right, fine. Then we're gonna listen to like.
Okay, the first one then.
all right, we're gonna listen to the first days of the new album.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Who's Days of the New?
Yeah. Huh?
Who's Days of the New?
It was like
Those are the guys who wanted to be Alice in Chains.
real bad too, but it
So
is-
did Godsmack, actually.
Yeah.
Their
Sure.
first album, anyways.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's
I
like-
liked 3 Days Grace when they first came out.
Yeah, now they just like suicide music where it's like, don't do it, but do it.
Don't do it. Nobody's watching.
Yeah, I mean, I just like what was another band that I was really big into? I love Stained for the longest time. Now I can't listen to a fucking song.
Stained.
Yeah, I can't listen to
Fag.
it.
They got that one song. Hey.
Yeah, thanks. But like I was really big into that first album.
I don't remember any Stained songs. I don't even know.
They're
if
big
I
back
know.
east, man. Like, cause the guy started out as like a homeless like guitar player guy at Hampton
Yeah.
Beach, and then he became what he is now. And but like that was like they were in that whole like Limp Bizkit, Korn type of
Yeah.
Deftones and all that shit that came out back in the late.
Oh,
90s.
I remember them now. They had that
Yeah.
song where it was him and Fred Durst, and like
yeah.
it was super acoustic, and like
Yeah.
Fred Durst like, yo, I like all those lighters.
And he
It
gets
makes
a
me want to touch myself. Like,
and he gets a
appropriately.
and he gets a featured spot on that fucking like on the fucking shit. Like he's part of the song, and that's all he does.
You know what's so funny is that on the radio when I hear that, because the dishwasher's at one of my jobs,
Yeah.
he just listens to rock, and every time that song comes on, I'm like, I haven't heard the Fred Durst version in years.
Oh, really? Because it's
Yeah.
now that it's put the studio version.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean now it's like I could take him or leave him. I could give a fuck less,
Yeah.
honestly.
Faith No More was another badass band. That was another
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
Skid Row's second album, Slave to the Grind, was still one of my favorite fucking rock albums of all time.
Yeah.
It's just a shame because nobody gave a shit about it.
Yeah. I mean it's
They were just like 2 years too late.
yeah.
Yep, that was even like
It's like Counting Crows, man. Counting Crows were just they started their band in the wrong decade. If they were like in the '70s, they'd be as big as Zeppelin.
yeah.
They just came
They
out
had
in the
some
wrong
good stuff.
decade.
When I
Yeah.
finally listened to August and everything after, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, this wasn't
Not
a bad-
Counting Crows, but Black
Black
Crows.
The Black Crows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Southern Harmony musical companion is still one of my
Yeah,
favorite.
like it came out like in the mid '90s, and it was good, and people liked it. But yet, if that was like in the '70s, oh boy,
oh yeah.
he'd be like a fucking mammoth rock star.
He would be. Yeah, he would have OT'd by now.
Yeah, he wouldn't be dating what's her face, or he wasn't married to her forever. What the hell, Kate Hudson, or what the fuck her name is?
Oh, is that it? Oh
Whoopi
yeah.
Goldberg's fucking not Whoopi Goldberg.
Kurt Russell's.
Kurt Russell and
Goldie
Ooh, I
Hawn.
Goldie
can't think of a single Black Crow song other than "She Talks to Angels" or whatever.
Oh,
I swear
Sting.
she talks to angels.
I know people that like know their catalog. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, this one gal
Gonna
that I
touch
dated.
myself
she-
with duct tape.
Yeah, it's like Candlebox.
yeah.
Ooh, I liked the first Candlebox album. The first Candlebox album was really good.
Yeah.
I think they just got fucked because they weren't quite hair metal and they weren't quite grunge.
Right.
That one song, "You," where it's like only you.
Dun, 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 dun,
What I
dun,
didn't know
dun,
is
dun.
I heard the song only on the radio.
Right.
But at the end of that song, apparently he just goes "fuck you" like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And I'm at work one time, like packing up this lady's house. I used to be a mover, and there's a nice, like, really nice old lady, like really, but like didn't swear, very nice and all that stuff. And I'm listening to music on my phone, and that part comes on. I had no idea it was coming up, and he's like "fuck you, fuck you," and she's like walking up the stairs, and I'm like "fucking turn it off, turn it off, turn it off." So yeah, because I didn't know it was coming. It's
It hit you. There was a random "fuck you" from
well,
Cannibal.
yeah, because it's not in the radio version, obviously, and it's towards the end, so they just lop it off.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of another band that was Toadies.
Yeah.
Their that first album, Rubberneck. I don't know. I haven't heard anything else after
Well,
that.
Silverchair.
I couldn't get into them.
Oh, I love their first album. Silverchair?
Nah, I didn't like Silverchair
I
or
I
the
think better the
Possum
first time when they
or
were
the
called Pearl
Toadies.
Jam.
Well, then they got all soft. Because
I mean, if you want to be that way, I liked them better the first time when they were Mother Love Bone.
Right. Well, I know. I actually like it. I haven't. I only heard a couple songs from Mother Love Bone. The one was on the single soundtrack, but I was a big fan of Pearl Jam though. That was one of those albums that if I listen to one song, I gotta listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Are
Same
you talking
thing-
about like 10 or Vitology or like?
10 and Vitology, I never got into Versus so much, and I tried to get into Yield, but I think I was just in a different place at that point.
Yield actually came out one time. Yield came out.
We
When
were
it,
talking about comedy at one point,
no,
guys.
Yield came out, and what happened was the rock station in my town, out in
Right.
Utica, 94 K Rock, they got their hands on it. Like this is like before the internet.
Yeah.
This is before Napster, before all this shit. They got their hands on it and played the whole fucking album for like 2 straight days.
Mm.
And then they got a cease and desist letter from Sony being like, you got to stop this shit. And they're like, what's the problem? Because they were like, dude, it's like 6-7 months before it was supposed to come out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they were pissed. So yeah, like I heard that album before, like, and I also same with Load, from Metallica. A friend of mine's brother was an engineer on that album, so I got to hear it like a week before it came out.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, but yet
It was okay. That's just
that's
the only problem is that nobody wants okay from Metallica.
yeah.
I like their last album. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I haven't really gotten to listen to all of it yet, but
I think we listened to some of it on the way.
no,
up
yeah.
to
It's,
Grand
but I think
Junction.
they're trying too hard to reclaim the past.
No, you know what it is. What I kind of like about it. I mean, there's elements of that, but one of the things that I think is cool about that album is that they're not trying to. It seems like they're letting the music go wherever it wants to. So, like, it takes some of those songs take some weird turns in it. You know, where like riff changes and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's not necessarily formulaic at all, but it seems like they just let the music grow to what it wants to be instead of what they wanted it to be. If that sounds kind of stupid, but that's sometimes I don't know. I think that happens. I don't know. Have you ever experienced that? Like you really want a joke to be one way, but it just keeps morphing into something else.
Yeah.
It's probably
Sure.
something like that.
Yeah.
You know. Shit. Now I'm thinking of other underrated bands. Underrated or over? Like Matchbox 20 was overplayed, but I like that first album.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay. I mean, it's one of those bands, but then again, it's like you see the lead singer dude on all these political shows, and he's like, politics. It's like, dude, I mean, you sang.
We're not taking
yeah.
advice from the smooth guy.
Yeah. So smooth. Yeah. All right. Go back to Santana. I got it.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other musicians. Alanis Morissette I actually really dug. I just hated that first album because they played it so much.
Yeah. Jagged
You know,
Little
Jagged
Pill.
But like her music after that, stuff like that. she's
The
got
fact
some
that she
good
went
shit.
down on Dave Coulier in a theater is hilarious to me. That makes me laugh so hard because it's like he's such a cornball. Like, how do you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this once: Mazzy Star owns Alanis Morissette.
I have not seen Mazzy Star live, but I did see Alanis Morissette live. That's when I became a fan of hers.
Mazzy Star Live is amazing, or it was. I don't even know
Yeah.
if they're still like a touring unit
Yeah,
anymore.
check the current state fairs. I'm sure they'll probably.
yeah.
What was it? Marilyn Manson is performing at the Arizona State Fair.
Oh God, Marilyn Manson.
That'd be
Can,
rad. I'd go to there.
Marilyn Manson, when I was in high school, when I was a senior,
Yeah.
came to my town. He came to the Utica Auditorium, and for 3 straight months, the local news did nothing but stories about him,
Really?
about how like he, in sort of protests and how it's dude drummed up so much shit about it that he sold out like within the moment they went on sale. Like this is again before internet. You
Right.
had to go there and buy the fucking tickets, dude. It was like sold out like 2 seconds.
Wow.
And he sold the whole Utica Auditorium, and it was like when he came, it was like fucking controversial as fuck. Like they had like live news feeds there. People be like, "Yes, I'm outside of the Unicod." Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking
They're waiting for
stupid.
like a riot to break out and shit.
Yeah.
You could do stuff like take a Bible and start ripping the pages out of it.
Oh,
and
they
other
wanted
shit.
all they wanted all that shit to happen, and it didn't. It was just a bunch of fucking just goth kids that wanted to see their hero. That's all it was. But they love paint, dude. When I was in high school, same year, so there's a group of kids. They were the outcast kids, and they started this group called Melt. Right? They're like they just yelled "melt" at each other.
Right.
It was fucking. It's like same year as Columbine too, so that didn't help. And that was like their thing. They were like, if they wore trench coats again before Columbine, they wore trench coats and they would yell at each other "melt." It was like their inside joke. And it was because one of them was all fucked up on acid one day and watched an ice cube melt, and he's just like "melt," and it became like their thing.
Right.
Well, all the popular kids and shit said that they were gonna come shoot the school up on March 3rd because ice melts at 33 degrees. Ooh. So on March 3rd, our school held 1,500 people. By the end of the day, there was 300 people in the whole school.
Wow.
The last 2 periods that I was in, I was the only kid in the classroom because parents are yanking kids out fast as fuck.
Wow.
And I knew all the kids. Like I knew all of them. So like if they were gonna do anything, I wasn't gonna be the guy who was gonna get shot.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that's gonna go, hey, get the fuck out of here. This is gonna get bad. then I run out the back. But they weren't gonna do anything, and they took it seriously. And then Columbine happened like a month and a half later, and then they got all fucking
ruined trench coats for awkward
yeah.
kids. I wore a trench coat in high school. Nobody gave me shit about it, but I was a theater schmuck. So
what year?
That was 94.
Yeah, it's the thing. Yeah.
92 to 94, and then for the next.
Ooh, we refer to that trench coat as the Billy Zane trench coat.
Billy Zane.
Yeah.
Do you remember a little movie, Tales from the Crypt?
The movie or the show?
It was a movie. They made a movie.
Okay.
It was called like Demon Night.
Oh, okay.
And it had Billy Zane, and it had Jada Pinkett before she was Jada Pinkett Smith.
Okay.
And it had a really great soundtrack. Like that was what first exposed me to Filter. It had a Gravedigger song on it. Like,
okay.
The movie itself is like, eh.
It was a Tales from the Crypt movie. Come on, what do you?
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't swinging for Oscars.
But the soundtrack was insane. Like I wonder if I can look that up real quick so I can give you like
it was like the movie Lost Highway that 9 Inch Nails did everything for, but like the movie was terrible.
The Perfect Drug was on the Lost Highway soundtrack. It was so good.
But yeah, the movie was.
I got burnt out on 9 Inch Nails about a week after I got into them.
The thing with them is like there's like a handful of songs from each album that I like, but as far as like the band, I wouldn't see them.
Well, yeah. Well, what was it?
I've seen them once, dude, and it was amazing.
Was it really?
We took a trip to Mexico, right? I think it was for my sister's quinceañera.
Yeah.
And we forgot to bring any tapes or anything like that with us, except my cousin Jim. He just got Pretty Hate Machine, and it wasn't even on the radios yet.
Oh, Pretty Hate Machine is such a good album, though.
It was a good album for me until we played the shit out of that tape front and back for 2 weeks straight.
Because you got burned out on it.
We got so burnt out on it. So as soon as we got home and everybody's like, "Oh man, you got to hear this song," and you're like, "Do." I'm like, "Fuck it, I don't want to listen to this."
Yeah. Well, it's like the Jerky Boys. The longest time because that tape was jammed into our work truck.
Right.
And whenever we'd fucking take it that particular truck, it was there were times where I had that truck for like 2 weeks in a row, and it would be like fucking. Yes, he hurt me with his words. I fell down the stairs and hurt myself. Like it was like that, Hars Kissel, like that. It's all you'd hear. It was funny at first, and now I'm just like, oh yeah, let me guess what happened.
So it doesn't. I'm on Google Play, and it doesn't have the full soundtrack, but this is just like a sampling. Okay, Cemetery Gates by Pantera.
Ooh. Right.
Tonight We Murder by Ministry.
Ooh.
My Misery by Machine Head. Instant Larry by the Melvins. Beaten by Biohazard. Policia by Sepultura. And Hey Man, Nice Shot by Filter.
Oh, wow. Hey Man, Nice Shot.
And that's not even like the whole album.
Dude. Yeah. That fucking band.
I like Filter.
Filter's lead singer's brother is the guy that played the Liquid Terminator Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
His brother's Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It was one of those bands because, like, when Filter first came out, like the album that had "Hey Man, Nice Shot" on or whatever, it was Trent Reznor produced. It was an Interscope album.
Okay.
And at that point in my life, Trent Reznor could do no wrong.
Right.
And at this point now, he still does very little wrong.
Right.
I mean, he's an Oscar winner.
But like, yeah, man.
Was it so? I thought there was like a something about because that the dude from Filter did a lot of work on Pretty Hate Machine. or something like that, but he didn't really get any credit for it.
Probably not Pretty Hate Machine. It probably would have been like Fixed or Broken.
Yeah.
So either way, that's why when like the first album came out, like it sounds like Nine Inch Nails, and he's like, "Fuck you, they sound like me." I don't know, something like that. I don't know.
His first album, the first Nine Inch Nails album, he wrote and played all by himself.
Right.
So when
Yeah, Pretty Hate Machine is like a one-man show.
So that was just because every now and then. By the way, the only way, you know where I got that story from my older brother Drew, who he could be talking complete nonsense, but because he's my older brother and I love him, I'll probably believe just about anything that he tells me. So, like, he was convinced some dude up in Montana wrote all the songs for Depeche Mode's Violator album.
So that is a good album, though. Like, if you're gonna listen to Depeche Mode.
Oh, I love Depeche Mode because that was one of the before. Like all of my music that I pretty much learned through my brother Drew. That's why I owe that guy so much. Like the reason why I'll sit down and listen to a whole album backwards and forwards a couple of times is because that's what my brother did. Like that scene. Did you guys see Stranger Things?
No.
Uh-huh.
There's a scene where the older brother is playing the Clash. Should I stay or should I go?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, what do you think of this music?" And he's just kid's like 8 years old. He's like, "Oh, this is really cool stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, you like it?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's discovering that he likes a certain type of music that his older brother taught him about, right? And I got all choked up when I was watching that because, like, I remember when my brother did that for me, you know?
So I was the oldest, so I
Right.
Yeah.
Being the oldest blows because you're going to find all that shit out by yourself.
Yeah.
And then when like you're late to the party, everyone makes you feel like a fucking fag.
I got lucky in the fact because my up until this point, I think it was in '93 or something like that. This guy that who is now freaking psychotic now, but this friend of mine from back in high school, he turned me on to Blind Melon, Tool, and Nirvana over a weekend.
Tool.
So I was like,
yeah,
once again, none of the shit was on the radio yet. So I was like, holy crap, man! And then I played it for my brother, and then he took it all his rocker friends. And like, oh, this shit's awesome, and then suddenly everything just blows up like a week later.
My roommate James, also producer of the Use Your Word show, is like one of the biggest Tool fans I know. He's all about
his
that.
profile picture on Facebook is of a hand tool, which he claims will stay there until Tool releases a new album.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Is like
I don't think that's gonna happen, right?
Well, no, it's just they're waiting for the music. They write the music first, and then then Maynard fucking writes the lyrics after this music's already made.
Right.
And the problem is that like they'll have something kind of made. He'll start writing, and then all of a sudden be like, no, we're gonna change this. So it's constantly moving and stuff, and it's just kind of it's. They want
because he's like running a vineyard, and he's like, I don't know. If
he's got a lot. He has his hands in a lot of shit.
Yeah. He lives in fucking Jerome, man. Like
where's Jerome?
Jerome. It's in the Verde Valley. I grew up for a couple of years in Cottonwood, Arizona. Right.
Yeah.
That's like in the center of Verde Valley, and so it used to be a mining town, right? A silver copper town.
Yeah.
And so. What happened with Jerome is that there was this town that's built up on the side of a cliff, basically, right? And it's nothing but artists and hippie and bikers that live there now.
Yeah.
But for the most part, and there's like a lot of haunted, weird shit up there too. Like I'll pull up some pictures and show it to you.
Huh.
But yeah, that's like it's a crazy kind of place to live because it's just weird.
Yeah.
I used to be scared of driving through when I was a kid, like in the back seat of the car because there was this haunted hospital. It was abandoned at that time, so it was just all these dead trees in front of it, and it looked all spooky.
Well, that's like New England too. Like there's a bunch of old shit there. That you just like. Ew.
That's why I don't think I want to see the new It movie because
I hate the fact that they fucking remade that again.
It looks scarier than before, and I think but I mean.
I know, but
I love the series so much.
I guess I'm just. It's because I'm getting older and I'm just getting more curmudgeoner.
Yeah.
But I know, right? But it's just I hate like why can't you make new shit? Like it just seems lazy most of the times when they remake a movie like that.
Right.
If they remake a movie like like let's say the Bourne movies, those are actually remakes.
Right.
Because there was a movie back in the 70s, but there was like 1970s like it was a great value Bond.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was just but now it's like Matt Damon driving and shit and doing crazy stuff. That makes sense, but like to redo like It and then redo fucking what's the other movie there that really pissed me off?
Jumanji?
Yeah, like the redo Jumanji, and it's like
fuck it. I think technology's better now. Redo all of them. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's certain movies I'll probably like. They were talking about redoing Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh God.
That was one of my favorite movies in the
Yeah.
history of ever.
Like Blade Runner is another one they want to redo. And
Well, they did a sequel to it. That's coming out.
well, I mean, if you do a sequel, it's one thing, but like if you're redoing the movie, then it's like fuck.
What I didn't understand is why Tom Cruise thought he had to redo the Mummy. Why can't you just let Brendan Fraser have one nice thing before he
I know,
dies?
man.
Yeah.
What's up with that? What's up with that cruise?
Wait, Tom Cruise is going to play the role that Brendan Fraser had?
Pretty much.
He's hunting the mummy. I mean,
They're using the same girl, weren't they?
I have no clue.
Jesus,
She's
Tom
got to be like
Cruise.
80 by now.
Isn't he like
She's a mummy.
5'2"? He's
Something stupid small.
he's-
I think I might have seen him once.
That
And-
wouldn't surprise me.
Well, because this is when I was living in New York, and I'm in the Upper West Side. Rosie O'Donnell lives in the Upper West Side. She just had her, and I had a crush on Rosie O'Donnell, which I still not will apologize for. I thought she was cute back in the day. All right, so every now and then I'd see her, and I'm like, oh, that's Rosie, and then I would probably creep her out because I would stare too much, and she'd be like, fuck off.
Well,
Right?
she's also filming that movie for the where she plays a retard.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that's the best movie ever. So,
I read that books. Sure you do.
like, you watch that movie, you're like, does Rosie O'Donnell hate people who are mentally challenged?
Yeah, it's like
Because it seems like she was mocking. I know that's wasn't she was going for.
it goes
but
from like imitation to mockery real fast.
pretty
And
much.
she's not meaning to mock him. It's just it's so bad. that
Yeah.
You're like, are you mocking retarded people right now?
But no, I think it was they just filmed the episode where Tom Cruise, because her whole thing was like she had a crush on Tom Cruise, right? So Tom Cruise surprises her and shows up on the Rosie O'Donnell show and stuff. And so I'm going to the Burger King that's just a couple blocks up at what was it 80? I don't know where it was. Either way, but it's on the Upper West Side on Broadway. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's Rosie O'Donnell standing next to me. All right,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a jerk this time. And I'm like, who's that little guy standing right next to her? And he just kind of had this dumb grin on his face.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, is that Tom Cruise? Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave now. Something bad's gonna happen. I don't know. But
They'll try and
that was it.
make you a Scientologist.
Yeah, probably. I'm pretty susceptible. Like once again, like I said, my brother could convince me of just about anything. So man, I think we've been doing this for a while now. It's probably a good place to stop.
Yeah, Tom Cruise being weird.
Yeah, Tom Cruise at a Burger King. You heard it here first. Over 10, 20 years ago. All right, guys. Don't forget to check out the DCPN, the Denver Comedy Podcast Network. That's over at denvercomedy.net, where you find other great podcasts like Use Your Words, Broadcast Geeks, Left Hand, Right Brain. It's all free. Go check it out. Subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you happen to watch this on YouTube or whatever. If I just pull the audio of it and I play it as a podcast, whatever. Point is, fucking subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Other than that, do you guys got anything you want to plug?
The third, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm at Devon's. And then Thursday we're in the Springs at the Dab Lounge.
Yep.
There you go.
I got my mic.
Friday I get to deliver pizza, and hopefully I won't want to kill myself.
Nah, you'll be fine.
You're going to feel that way anyways, man.
I know. Life is fleeting. Life is fleeting.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I guess we'll slide off from there. Catch y'all laters.
Later.
Butt stuff.
But stuff.